Hey guys, hope you're all doing well today. So it is now the 1st of June. Whole new month, whole new set of problems. We go right from the coronavirus issue and all the lockdown stuff going away, and now you have all the rioting and protesting. So just go right from 2020 is a shot year. We're just going from one thing to another, and it doesn't seem like it's going to let up anytime soon, unfortunately. I'm really happy with where the gaming has gone with my backlog, just for the fact that in the past 2.5 or so months I've been actually able to knock out a lot of my RPG games, those actually 7 of them altogether, going in order. That would be Digimon World Next Order, which took about 85.5 hours. Then you had Dragon Quest Builders 2, which took about 42 to 46. I want to say it was it was somewhere in between there. Final Fantasy VII Remake, which was an amazing game. That one took about 25 so hours. Then you had Dragon Age Origins, the first one. I can't remember how long that one took, but I remember that taking a decent amount of time. On top of that, I wanted to keep it within BioWare, which makes Dragon Age, but I don't have Dragon Age 2, so I decided to play Mass Effect, and that's 1, 2, and 3. So I'm booking on 7 games. The only issue is that to do what I need to do in Mass Effect 3, I need to get the DLC. I can't get the DLC now because it's like $50 for all 4 of them, which really sucks because they're not worth $50 right now. Like they need to go down a lot more. I need to hit them in a sale. But I was feeling a little bummed out gaming wise because I was doing all these RPG games back to back to back, and I started to play God of War Ascension yesterday, and I had a blast with that game. Basically revitalized my gaming. I was feeling kind of bummed out about doing all these RPGs back to back to back, and getting back into a hack and slash button masher type, like the old school God of War. It was really fun, and I was having a blast with it. So I can't wait to just relax this coming week and weekend and just do a couple of those kind of games. I want to take a break from RPGs for a while. I think I did enough to cover myself for at least the next like half year. So I want to just relax and do some nice simple games. Apart from that, I've actually done pretty well with the working out again as well. In the past week and a half, I've gotten to about 4 or 5 times on the stationary bike. So I'm going to start pumping that up and getting within the 100-day mark. It's coming up fairly soon for my Disney trip, which I learned a bunch of stuff on that, which I will talk about tomorrow when I get home from work. I want to talk a little more about what I learned about what Disney is now implementing in their parks. Kind of wish I would have got done with all this stuff a little while ago because I really wanted to talk to you guys about a whole bunch of stuff. But I will see you guys tomorrow, probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock, depending on when I get home from work. Alright, so this is pretty crazy right now, but it's later in the day, Tuesday, like 9 o'clock, and I'm just organizing. Just got done with the shower, had a little bit of dinner tonight, but we just got a warning for a thunderstorm warning. It was a watch for most of the day, but now it's an actual thunderstorm warning, or a severe thunderstorm warning, and they're calling up to gusts of winds over like 60 miles an hour and damage to siding and trees. Came out of nowhere. So hopefully nothing bad happens. I mean, can't really go anywhere when you're in a 2nd floor condo, so grab the toilet and pray? I don't know. Well, yeah, there's definitely something out there. The wind just picked up too. The tree is blowing all over the place. Kind of hard to tell. Holy crap. That is insane. It's like a light show. Okay, that one was wicked. You could literally hear it starting way off in the distance, traveling over here, and then making its way over here. That was insane. This is a heck of a show. Hey guys, hope you're all doing well today. So it is now the 5th of June. Came home a little earlier today. Got a nice little break from work for working my butt off throughout the week. So fun. Got a little nap in when I came home as well. So that felt good. Before we get to the Disney conversation though, I did want to talk about the protest. I normally don't talk about political stuff. In fact, most people that know me know that I hate discussing politics. I don't like it. I try to stay clear of it as much as I can, mainly because we treat it as more of a religion here in the US, or maybe around the world too, I'm not sure. But we think of it as the holy grail, like I'm Republican or I'm Democrat or I'm Libertarian or I'm Tea Party or whatever, and that's final. Like, you're not open to any other thinking. I honestly think that's the most un-American thing about politics, and that's why it kind of gets under my skin and I don't like talking about it. For that reason alone, I've tried to stay away from social media the past, I don't know, 2 weeks, and I only really go on to update the Facebook page for this channel as well as the Twitter page for this channel. I only go on there to update stuff about this. The reason I want to talk about it is because the more I thought about it, the more I realized this has absolutely nothing to do with politics. Politicians will talk about this and say that it's political when it's really not. The only reason they're going to make it political is so that they can get votes. But it's not political. It's about human life, and that's completely different. I am a firm believer that when you're born, every living person should be born with 3 things: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. As long as that happiness doesn't involve hurting people, or inflicting harm onto other people, that's part of your happiness. That's part of your pursuit of happiness. But life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, I believe that people are born with those 3 things, or should have them. And what we've been seeing in recent decades is a steady growth of getting back to a much worse tension in the U.S. With racial diversity, and it's unfortunate. I'm all for the protesting. I am a firm believer that protesting is part of your American right. That's what people in the military fight for. They fight for your freedom to be able to go out and voice your concern with something that you're not happy with. A lot of people may not like that you're protesting it, but that's their problem, not yours. Your freedom is to go out there and protest. So if you are going out there and protesting, by all means, more power to you. Stay safe, please, because I know certain instances have popped up with people getting injured. So just stay in a group, keep it peaceful, and stay safe. That doesn't mean by any way that I'm against the police, because for every one bad apple, there's 100 good apples. And it just happened that one bad apple set the whole thing off. And I love seeing that not only in these protests that you're seeing blacks, but you're also seeing blacks and whites, and you're seeing police work with them and kneel with the protesters and showing their support. All of this together, as well as other minorities joining in and other countries joining in now with Australia, Germany, and other protests. I forgot where the other countries were, but I know there were multiple other countries helping. All of this together is building the foundation for a better future. And I know that sounds really cliche, but to get to a time where racism is gone, will it ever happen? I'm not sure. But to get damn near close, you need to have a good foundation, a good unified foundation, and you need to have those fibers to keep it together. And with the police joining in and all the minorities joining in and all the world joining in, you're building that foundation with those fibers, and that's really cool to see. So I'm really happy with that. The only thing I'm not cool with is obviously the rioting, because you're hurting the community that you're standing up for. A lot of these businesses, a lot of the multi-million-dollar corporations can rebuild quickly from this and be in business within a couple days or a few days. A lot of these small mom and pop shops, the barbecue shops, the restaurants, the small thrift stores, a lot of these stores aren't going to be able to bounce back from that, and overall that's hurting the community and hurting what the overall message of this protest is supposed to do. So other than that, I fully support them. I'm totally for it. But I hope that clarifies where I stand on it. I may not be able to go out and protest with them, but I'm not just going to stand by and stay silent either. I don't think that's the proper thing to do. I don't think it's the right thing as a human being to do. So more power to you, and you guys have my support. So as far as the Disney stuff goes, I'll be posting a link in the description box below that'll take you to Tim and Jen Tracker's video. on the whole matter of the guidelines for Universal as well as Disney, because they do an amazing job of getting much more into detail and depth on all of the known rules and guidelines. So I think it'll really help out if you check that video out as well, if you plan on going to those parks. There are some things that I wanted to touch on more personally. For one, I was kind of on the fence with vlogging for the most part. I was not gonna vlog on the main portions of it, but I was thinking about vlogging on maybe the rides, just to see Mitchell's reactions on some of them. But as of right now, that's 100% not gonna happen. I'm not vlogging on this trip whatsoever, mainly because of all the rules and guidelines they have. I will be taking a lot of photos, which I'll be talking about my trip when I get back in a much longer video, probably a 20-30 minute video on my trip. I'll also be doing a haul video when I get back as well, because I enjoy doing those. Some of the guidelines that I wanted to point out were that you have to wear a mask throughout the whole park. I think there may be some stations where you can take the mask off, but for the most part you have to wear them. And I think you may have to actually wear them on the rides. That one I'm not exactly sure about. Maybe Tim and Jen talked about it, I can't remember. But that one you may have to wear them on the rides as well. There is going to be social distancing. The issue that we're going to run into is there's no such thing as fast passes right now, and they're not taking any more reservations as far as hotel or park passes. I tried saying like, well, what if they have like a deal going on for a better hotel or a better resort? I went on there, you're either locked into what you have or you can cancel it. Those are the only two options. You can't upgrade at all. You can't look for a better deal. Everything is taken out. You also, they haven't released it yet, but you also have to reserve your day in that park. They're limiting the number of guests before the guest even gets to the park. You can't just walk up to Disney like you used to, get a pass and be able to walk in the gate of the park. You can't do that. You have to reserve your day ahead of time. And I'm totally for it. That being said, we were going during the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. I hope we can get in on that day, because otherwise we're going to be screwed out of some money. They're also taking out a lot of the events that would attract crowds of people. So like parades, some of the shows, like the Sanderson sisters, I believe that's one of them that's not going to be around this time around, just because of what's going on. And also with Epcot, which I'm kind of bummed about, I don't think they're going to have any actual representatives from those countries, which kind of sucks. I totally get why they're doing it, because of travel restrictions and because of the whole COVID-19 issue. That may be an issue, and I totally get it. That's kind of the gist of the issues so far. Hopefully we'll have more information coming out, especially on the reservation system. Once that comes out, I want to go through that maybe with you guys and show you exactly what's going on. As of right now, I have no idea what it even looks like or how it works. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope you guys are ready for a good weekend. I also hope you guys are all staying safe out there. So I will talk to you in the next video. Take care and peace out.